Yeah, but the pin of the cold. Pretty wild on the stripper's pole. Laughing loud all for the lows, but baby, that's not my rabbit hole. He ain't no Saint Germain, no crown, no name. He plays the game, sharp as a flame. Who's to blame for the stolen fame? A shadow dance in the devil's frame. Caught in the rabbit hole, losing control. Spinning wild on a stripper pole. Laughing loud all for the lows, but baby, that's not my rabbit hole. City lights and sirens scream. Truth and lies blend like a dream. Wicked smiles, a clever scheme. Chasing gold in the neon gleam. Caught in the rabbit hole, losing control. Spinning wild on the stripper pole. Laughing loud all for the lows, but baby, that's not my rabbit hole. Fast, can't find the ground. Echoes of chaos all around. You chose this dance, this mad parade, but not every choice gets accolades. Caught in the rabbit hole, losing control. Spinning wild on the stripper pole. Laughing loud all for the lows, but baby, that's not my rabbit hole. Spinning wild on the stripper pole. Laughing loud all for the lows, but baby, that's not my rabbit hole. City lights and sirens scream. Truth and lies blend like a dream. Wicked smiles, a clever scheme. Chasing gold in the neon gleam. Going down the rabbit hole, losing control. Spinning wild on the stripper pole. Laughing loud all for the lows, but baby, that's not my rabbit hole.
Rabbit hole. Good morning. It is 7:49 a.m. I saw a couple people in here, and I guess I didn't join in fast enough. I don't know. Sometimes in the morning, I like to take my time and have coffee and wait. I'm not using my camera. I just woke up. Sometimes I just like to talk and not have a camera on. Because I am vain and I like to put my makeup on and look somewhat decent when I'm going to do a live stream. Especially, I think, to me, I look at a live stream as like, you're kind of like doing a show. It's like you don't walk up on stage without without being dressed, without putting makeup on. And as a woman, makeup is part of all of those bells and whistles. I don't know. I mean, my mom wears makeup. My grandma wears makeup. I usually I don't go to the grocery store without at least having some lipstick on. Sometimes I go without makeup, but I mean, only when you're in a hurry. And I know I'm just kind of like rambling about things that aren't about the topic of what I have put on this video. But I got a few things to say. I've been very silent for the most part about a particular individual. Like, I have not done a YouTube video about this person. And really what I'm going to talk about today isn't only about them, but I've kind of had it with them at this point. And I don't have her name in the title. I'm not going to be doxing her legal name in the title. I'm not going to say her legal name right off the bat on my YouTube channel like she does on hers. But we'll get into it a little bit more. Just want to go back to when all of this started and how some of these people, because and I'm going to say it right now, Blazing Scar, okay? Blazing Scar has not worked alone in her harassment towards me. And I don't really understand really what her beef about me was. Just all of a sudden, she came into a pile of a bunch of other voices and started, coming after me. You know how like when you're elementary school. Have you guys ever been bullied in school before? I don't know. I'm wondering if the people that bully people online are people that actually really got bullied, because theoretically, that does happen. You know, if you listen to experts, psychological experts, you know, the mind behind the personality of someone who bullies. Most likely at some point they were bullied, and sometimes the bully is more fragile than the person that they are putting their aggression towards. Now, getting to Blazing for a second, the first time she came into my stratosphere as even knowing who this, that there was, you know, the person behind the several profiles that she has. Right now, she's got Blazing Scar and Rancid YouTubers 1 and 2. Okay, that's the ones that I found. But I believe she's had other names. And matter of fact, I think it was a different name that came into my chat when I interviewed Denise Matau. That big mistake I made, because interviewing Denise brought me this whole entire can of worms of insanity. And I wish I never did. I wish I never knew Denise. And Denise, how I found out, how I knew about Denise, was, let's go way back. And I don't really even care about this guy anymore. You know, I mean, I don't even, you know, Lee Veltman was around me when I was on Revolution Radio. He was calling me. You know, there were times where actually I got along with Lee Veltman, that I kind of liked him. You know, we talked about the Manson murders and things like this and everything, but then like it went sour. And so I don't know. I mean, I don't want to like drum up that can of worms, but I have seen evidence of interaction between Blazing Scar and Lee Veltman going way back, because he's like, you know, way peripheral in terms of like a lot of the drama that is taking place. But at that time, I felt like I was being harassed by Lee Veltman, and I was doing some videos. There was Dregs of YouTube 2. Ryan Walsh had covered, I discovered him, and he had covered some content on Lee. There were some other YouTubers that had some content, and I was mirroring that content. And at the time, I was in communication with the person who's behind Nasty Troll Media. And that person he contacted me on Instagram, and he contacted me on X in 2018, December of 2018. And I've done videos about this. If you want, I've got documentation of this on my Rumble channel, and I've discussed this before. This individual, who is friends with Blazing Scar, by the way, and goes way back to Blazing Scar, Winter Moon, Tams. You know, he even has a cartoon with Tams doing a voiceover. There's footage of Denise communicating with Sophia Music, and Sophia Music asking about Nasty Troll Media. And I'm using their channel names right now because I'm trying to really kind of avoid saying their names. But this is like this sort of dialogue, right? So those of you who know who Denise Matau is, and I'm sure a lot of you do, okay, so the Nasty Troll Media guy, and I communicated with him off and on because there was a time where I actually blocked him in 2021, and then I was having issues with Clovis and Tacos. They were spreading some unsavory rumors about me that involved children, and which were untrue. And so Clovis was accusing me of having a video of her daughters, which I never had. And I was trying to play a video when Denise was a guest of Clovis talking about being investigated by the FBI. And I wasn't able to play the whole video or have a total understanding what was going on there, but she was claiming that that video was a video about her daughters that was given to me by Brenda Becker, whom I barely know. I've had some interaction with her about this, and she's kind of set the record straight for me. But all these people, Brenda Becker, Blazing, Clovis, Tacos, they all had pre-existing drama before I ever, interviewed Denise. Now, when I did that interview with Denise, and by the way, it is up on my Rumble, it was called, the title of the video is called Vigilante YouTube. And I did this video in, I think it was around November of 2022 is when I did the video. And I was showing a lot of different YouTube channels that were covering the topic of true crime and also, missing people, stuff like this. And also goes into children and everything else, right? Missing children, whatever. And I was picking apart the validity of these people and some of the dirt that the channels had going on with them and their inappropriate interference with real investigations was kind of the topic. And at that time, Denise had contacted me on X. I can't remember. I think she went as Denise, or she might have went as Sally Mae. Or she told me her YouTube channel was Sally Mae because she had been kicked off of YouTube. And so she was just like, I had some phone conversations with her. She wanted me to talk to her with two different cell phones, and then if I first she called me on one number and then she had another number that she wanted me to call me on, and somehow I accidentally called her on the wrong number. And she's like, no, call me on this phone. And I'm like, okay, this is kind of weird, right? Why are you wanting me to specifically communicate with you with one phone but not the other phone? And I don't know, it was just bizarre. And so I already kind of, she went on about certain individuals, but I really didn't know who they were. She would say, these names like Clovis and this and that, Colleen Kokar and this and that, blah, 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 blah. I really didn't know I think I knew Tacos somewhere on X, which early on I blocked her because I guess the whatever was brewing or whatever I sensed in her, I just, we automatically just, we're like oil and water, basically. One's a LARPer, one's not. Let's just face it. And I'm not the LARPer, okay? All right? Like, I would really prefer that all of this would kind of go away. I really want to just get on with my life. There are things that, Blazin went on and on and on and on and on about me. Talked about my physical appearance, accused me of like harassing her. All the while that I'm getting a degree, all the while I'm enrolled in college, full time, working a part-time job, occasionally doing my own media, and everything, earning my degree, applying for the MFA program for creative nonfiction writing and getting accepted into it, going on job interviews and getting hired as a senior reporter. You know what I mean? It's like all these things that I've been focusing on personally in my life. And I have, a blazing scar out there, doing, saying whatever she thinks she needs to say and making threats. Making legal threats, acting like she has a legal stance with Nasty Troll Media and Sophia Music. Yeah, she worked heavily with Sophia Music. So, it's just recently that she decided to say, and turn her back on Sophia Music and do a big video about it and act like she wants to have nothing to do with them. When she's been around this for years, how many times has she done that? Really? Like, how many times has Blazing Scar on her channel vacillated back and forth between groups? I've seen it, in the very small amount of time that I've actually known her. Okay. So I'm just, I guess I'm kind of, I feel the need to talk about this morning. It was unpleasant last night, and I've kind of had it with Blazen's um, uh, focus on me. I think it's abnormal. I think it's unhealthy. And just I noticed like recently, because on my Rumble, she's following me on Rumble. She can't get enough of Not My Rabbit Hole. She wants to watch every single move I make. I guess every video I upload. She's right on it. So let me go back to the beginning, right? So I interviewed Denise, and the chat is swarmed with people I don't know or I've never met before. And one of them is Blazing Scar. She was there that night in the chat. Clovis showed up a couple times, and I invited her on the show to talk about, the video that I was about to share. But and she said, no, thank you. I'll come on a later time. So, and as a journalist, if you are going to talk about somebody, just kind of like that MSU article when, Mr. Sophia Music told the reporter that he was attempting to sue me and wanted to get my response. The reporter has to come and ask me for my response. You don't just nobody gets to just say something about somebody, accuse somebody of something, and not have a response from the person who's being accused. And that's what I offered to Clovis. But she turned it down. Right? So I went, okay, well then I'm going to go ahead and play this video and, move on to the next topic on the show. But we never really got to the next. Well, I guess maybe we got to the next topic. I can't remember. But all I remember is that I played it, and all of a sudden it got shut down by I believe it was Brenda Becker's channel. And it was all of a sudden put on private in the middle of me playing it, which gave the other women, Tacos and Clovis, fodder to try to make it seem like it was I was a video of Clovis's children, which it wasn't. And Clovis took a lot of opportunity to use the Sewer Town platform to, confront me and accuse me and, rant at me about something that I wasn't guilty of. And I kind of feel like that whole little scenario was a setup, really. But, this is not really, my intent of this video is not to talk about her. So when Nasty Troll Media came back, he came to me and said, I can help you with that situation. And he did. He gave me the video match of what that video was to prove that it wasn't the video that Clovis was claiming it was. And that came from an upload by Detective Gomez, whom I'm not very favorable of either. I don't have a whole lot of respect for what he does on YouTube. I see him as a troll. He's a LARPer, just like everybody else, most of the people that I'm mentioning here. And what's interesting is a lot of these people that have hopped over to these different types of, communities started with the Bundy Ranch people. Because Blazin that's where she came from. She said that in All Seeing You's chat last night. So did Clovis. Clovis started out with the Bundy people. And when I was in Revolution Radio, I was interviewing a lot of the Bundy people, including Ryan Payne, who was part of the militia. And Nighthawk hired me to go and live stream at Lavoy Finnegan's funeral. Did you guys know that? Did you know that I've kind of like been around this? Huh. Interesting. You know who else was a Bundy person? Is a guy named Kai Conspiracy, who was also a big 17th letter of the alphabet person that did the Hollywood PEDO march in 2018 that I live streamed. And he was a piece of work too. Still going. Now he's in a predator catcher community. Imagine that. Going from Bundy to predator catchers. I mean, that's what you guys all do. I mean, that's what Hoax was doing, right? Apparently, he evolved into a predator catcher and went into that community. And that's how, and then Blazin like denies that she's in the predator catcher community when she is and was and talks about. It's weird when you look at her channel, like it's all these names of people and aggression and accusing. Her entire channel is talking crap about people. No interviews, no, panel, typical, like what kind of content is that really? Oh, she's attacking me. She's attacking me. Terry's attacking me. I'm busy going to school, Blazin. I'm busy doing something with my life. And for the most part, I ignored her because I see her as low-hanging LARP fruit, really. Raspy voice, sounds like she's missing teeth. Running around, talking and insulting other women's appearances, taking pictures of their crotch, doing screenshots of Angela G's crotch and posting it on her community page. Lovely. How would you feel if your crotch was up on somebody's, community page, Blazin? I've never seen, she's one of the biggest haters on YouTube out there, has nothing good to say about anybody, unless she's kissing somebody's ass like Nathan Stoltman. Trying to get in the good graces, like she's going to protect him. Watch your back, Nathan. She's fickle. I've seen it. So let's start from let's go to January of 2024, where I'm doing a live stream about the comedian Cat Williams. And it was shortly after the beginning of the year. And, I've been working as a tutor. I tutor biology, anthropology. And at a college with adults, not children, not minors, adults. All right. Just to clarify that for everybody. All right. Because the rumors that have been flying around from all of them, pretty much, the Sophia Music Camp and the Denise Matau Camp and everybody else, is that I was grooming minors, not only at my job, but also at the school, the college that I attend, that happens to serve alcohol, by the way. So, when you talk about minors, you're wrong. Yeah, there's a restaurant where you can get a beer. See, I had all of that narrative being spread about me online with it, with a malicious intent to ruin my reputation so that when I do graduate, I can't be hired. Oh, that's suable defamation. And I've got screenshots to prove and show what Sophia Music said and posted on X and on his YouTube community page. Evidence. And yet he thinks he has a lawsuit against me. Unbelievable. We'll see about that. Huh? So I do this show about Cat Williams, and in the middle of my stream, well, there were a couple of channels that had one was called Random Dot Internet Troll, and the other one was called Anon, which is very similar. They're very similar to each other, posting similar things, using similar graphics about me and other people. And they kind of like, it was one of those channels that kind of was out of the dregs of YouTube 2 pile, which they were doing a lot of postings and focusing on Lord Dilly and me, and calling me a Nazi and interposing my face with Hitler, stuff like this. And they kind of disappeared, right? We had the what was it, the AI Adonis or something like that, right? So I'm gonna go over to here. Nobody's saying anything. That's interesting. Cat caught your tongue. Give me silent now. So I'm in my chat. I'm streaming, and an account called Anon comes in, and they mention the professor's name that I tutor for, because I accidentally live streamed a video that I was recording through my StreamYard software that I didn't mean to be seen. And then the account threatened to call my school, to report me. And the next day, Denise Mattow made a phone call to my supervisor, at which point, because of the fact that I had let my supervisor know what was going on with me personally, and let him know that there was a Denise Mattow and that she might call here, because she had called other people, like she'd called CP and this and that, or Adult Protective Services on Jesse, and was known for those things. And she was kind of making threats of doing that a year prior, I had talked to the campus police about that was happening, just that it was happening. No report, no nothing, right? Just letting them know that I was going through a certain amount of harassment and that it might spill over to what's happening on campus. Well, it did. I was right. And, Denise didn't work alone in that. She didn't work alone in that. She wasn't an on. Who she worked with on it was Titus Frost and Mr. Gimpsy Jones and the QAnon sect group, and their their page coincided with doxing me and showing pictures of my the campus I attended, where I worked at, and there was a certain thumbnail that they did of me where they painted my face green and I'm wearing the red hat. And that was, art or, I wouldn't say it's art, but it was like, something that was used on their channel, was used in Drugs of YouTube too, has been used on a lot of other little troll cat channels. I think like Terry Joy's Q Patriot is another one of those channels that are out there. And why and so I want to and guess who else has used that thumbnail in their videos? Well, it would be Blazing Scar. And I pointed that out because I think that using a thumbnail with the people that are associated to Sophia Music and to Titus Frost and gang, and Dregs of YouTube too, kind of puts her in the pile with them. I see her as with them and have the entire time. And she's harassed me along with them intentionally. I'm going to do a screen share here and let you see the videos. Let's watch a couple of them, right? Let's watch a couple of them. I don't even watch her shit. I don't even really listen to what she says about me. I just know, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I just know, see, there it is. See it? See it? That's Blazing. Talking about me. Talking about some, they're all talked. They're there for Terry and now baiting me. What? Like, this was, when was this created? Let me find where it is. What's the date on this? How long ago was this? A year ago. So this is a year ago, guys. A year ago. This is how long Blazin has been like talking about me on her channel. A year ago. A year ago. They all talked. They're there for Terry and now baiting me. No link. I'm nobody's fool. Okay. I mean, really? Like, what is I don't even remember what is she talking about? Okay, so let's go back. Let's see. I'm just curious about what she said about me. What's this? Oh, I guess I did a video called Because I Can, which had nothing to do with her. Pootie Twang's in there. Angela G. Mm-hmm. Let's see. I'm going to put like fair use on this. We're just educating the public. We're educating what a LARPer is.
Time now.
Why have you been a problem? This is 13 days ago. All right. But what is her problem, really? So, yeah. Yeah. This is a message for Becky Dean from Rancid YouTube 2 and 1. Well, I guess I was talking about her. I don't think I have this on my channel anymore. It might be. There was one time where I feel bad, but I kind of lost it on. I wouldn't say lost it, but I got frustrated with her, and I challenged Becky to come up and confront me face to face, and she wouldn't do it. And then that's the only video I ever really did about her, and I have it up on my Rumble channel. But for the most part, I try to keep my channel clean off of her because I don't really see her worth talking about. but she's been quite the nuisance. And and I've had enough. So I am talking about her today in relation to everything else. Channel, like hopefully she doesn't put it on private while we're talking, but I clipped it from her channel. She's using the same graphic. Okay, sure that I have this up here correctly. She's using the same graphic. Oh wait, I'm on her channel now.
Show what I say right above it. Because I'm jabbing at you, Terry. I'm jabbing back at you. I purposely went over and grabbed that and on and on. All I did was YouTube search it. Terry Joyce. It was real easy.
Now let's talk about it on and on for a minute. In terms of like what she's saying right there. Oh, I just grabbed it. It wasn't an on and on. It didn't start with an on and on, Becky. It started with Titus Frost and with Dregs of YouTube too, and then a on and on appeared. And then Becky spent a whole lot of time with Nasty Troll Media trying to accuse me of being an on and on, of me harassing myself with an on and making it so that I'm going to get called at my job. She went through the whole thing, and then she was interacting with a fake Denise Matau account on YouTube after Denise Matau was gone. I really don't want to listen to her trash right now, but as you can see, she has gone through. I mean, she's just looked through everything. She's just gone on everything. And you know what gets me is that Becky can go do all this stuff, be up in everybody's chat, cause all this drama, and then play victim afterwards. She's always the victim. If you talk about her, if you pointed out what she's been doing, just saying, hey, blank, 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 blank. This is the activity of this YouTube channel. This is what they've done. She can't handle that. That's harassment. She's a victim. She just always automatically flips it, which is a tactic, just like David Schurter. What's the difference between Blazing Scar and David Schurter? Nothing, really, in terms of the behavior. They put shit out about a bunch of people, and then they're the victim. You know, in LARP world, a person will go back and forth and, you know, act like they're enemies because, you know, when they can't like really, you know, get a reaction out of the person that they're targeting, right? If there's not enough drama going around, then they're going to create drama between themselves, right? It's kind of hot in here. I'm going to put the air on. Let me find a little song I made about David Schurter. David Schurter calling me a child killer constantly. This stuff is actually freakish to me. Freakish that people would sit and lie and accuse people of crimes that they never committed. Right? Let me see. Oh, here it is. Yeah, let's play it. Yeah, enjoy this one. Okay.
Money for money.
Drifter. Money, money, shifter. Donate, 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 donate. Because I lie and cry. And that's the reason why. Money for the money. Grifter. Drifter. Money, money. Donate, 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 donate. Because I lie and cry. And that's the reason why. Money for the money. Drifter. Drifter. Money, money, shifter. Donate, 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 donate. Because I lie and cry. And that's the reason why.
Okay, so yeah, David Schurter, another one who spreads Sophia Music lies on Sophia Music's targets, doing 17th letter of the alphabet narratives. Same group, same thing, right? Really, I mean, come on. Isaac Cappy, I hate to say it, but he didn't ever say anything without saying MAGA and something else. He totally full on had an association to it. See, my problem about any of this information is that it was politicized, meaning that it demonized one political party and made the other one look like it was the person behind that was going to be the savior for everybody. And you know what? I felt about that way about it for a really long time from the get-go, because you know what? It started when I was on Revolution Radio. See, I'm more interested about how all of this connects to that. Like, I'm more interested in looking at an overview of all of this rather than trying to really fight with the individual players. Because to me, it's an article now. It's a documentary. It's something to be reported on. You think I'm a lolcow? No, I'm a journalist. You know, Blazing last night, that's what she said in Daniel's channel. You lolcows, you're just nothing but a bunch of lolcows. Yeah, is that what you're about? Blazing? Making lolcows out of people? Is that what you spend your time doing? I feel sorry for people like that. There's one thing I really can't stand as a person is dishonesty. People that lie, that say crap about people on the internet while hiding their identity the whole entire time, like hoax. But now we know who he is, or so we think we do. Pretty sure that's him. Who also spent time, especially last Christmas Eve, rehashing and trying to make it look like I was trafficking my moderator's daughters and post death of him. On Christmas Eve, tell me that when people lie about you like that and humiliate you on their stream on Christmas Eve, tell me that they're not wanting to psychologically screw your head up. Because you know what? Holidays aren't really the best time for people. A lot of people unaliven themselves during the holidays. Yeah, the guy who wears a t-shirt that says "Have a bad day" and on the back it's saying, "Go ahead and unalive yourself." That's what this is about, right? I mean, isn't that what you've been talking about? Isn't that like Operation Unaliven, right? The video going around about her admitting, Frank Bacon and Sophia Music, like all of that. Or apparently it's like the saint, which we know it's, meaning to be the person who goes underneath the persona of Saint Germain, with several videos about Saint Germain, right? You know that video everybody's showing, the video that Blazing Scar even's mirrored on her channel, like as if, she's going to be an advocate about it when she's a participant of it. So when the Anon thing happened and Denise called my job, then I had a voodoo doll come out on the Anon channel. And then Nasty Troll Media got super obsessed over it and did videos about it. Because, actually, I think he has something to do with it, to be honest with you. Because no one would have that much interest and obsession with it if they didn't, is my assessment on it. And guess who got in the mix like a fly that was let into the room, like a fly coming to shit, was Blazing Scar, all up in it, saying that she was going to be able to sue me, be a third party person, harassment with, Mr. Sophia Music and Mr. Nasty Troll Media. All this time she's been doing this stuff, the entire year, getting involved with all these people. And then all of a sudden, like about a month ago, she's like throwing Sophia Music and Marsha Stockton under the bus, and all of a sudden being an advocate against him. How many times has she done that, really? And then Sophia Music doesn't say anything. She throws Nasty Troll Media under the bus. Talks about him, but he doesn't say anything. Want to know why? Because they're still probably all breaking bread together. That's why. That's my theory on it. Silence. Still talking about me when I'm not even talking about them. When I'm graduating, this crap is going on. And then Blazing's back there going, "Oh, Terry, well, no, that pretty much put a monkey wrench in your, theory or your stuff." No, it doesn't, because you know what? I still have screenshots. I still have everything documented of what happened in the past. So just because you get on your channel and you say, "Oh, I'm not associated with these people," and other people show up from the other camp and go, "Come on back into the fold, Blazin'," doesn't mean shit, lady. You did it. You are it. And let me tell you something else. Miss Blazin' actually trying to contact me on Facebook. So just like Nasty Troll Media, just like some of the other people, they try to get into you outside of YouTube on other platforms. That's kind of like cyber stalking. I've never pursued her. I never wanted to be buddies with Blazin. So, I watch stuff. Usually if, I see, Nathan streaming lately, I've been watching his streams and I see who's in his chat. I see Blazin's all up in there. I see where Blazin goes. I'm not following her. I'm just looking at things, but I see stuff, what she does, what she says, what she's trying to say about herself, trying to whitewash her activities online. Playing the victim. No, I'm not a victim. I'm a little irritated with people today. I like calling out creeps on the internet. So last night, I was in Daniel Dowd's chat. It's summer for me. I've got more time to kind of hang out. I did a stream a while ago celebrating being monetized because I am a content provider. This is not what my channel is about. I'm addressing it today. I'm there, and because David Schurter practically goes off on me with everybody else almost daily, has been doing it practically since the same time Anon appeared. Whew, what a coincidence, right? And because of that demonization with Sophia Music's targets, Daniel Dowd, Geo Farnsworth, now there's Pootie, whatever. Like, because of that, Sewertown, it's made me have an alliance with them. If there's a commonality with us, even if we don't see things politically eye to eye, I don't really care about that. All I know is that I am being targeted and lied about and defamed alongside them. And if I know that it's not true about me, I can pretty much guarantee it's not true about them either. You see, you might think that, this is just fun and games, that maybe there is a payroll to all of this. I mean, that's basically what All Seeing You is alluding to. I mean, she admits to making money by doing this, right? In the past. Maybe there is like some sort of sick satisfaction that you guys get because your souls are tweaked dark. Because you take pleasure out of seeing somebody harm their own selves because you bullied them to it. You take pleasure out of it. I'm trying to find out what the motivation is here. Where's the payoff? What, are you part of a right-wing cult? A right-wing fringe cult? Is that what it is? That's cicada related? I mean, what's happening here? Why are these people doing this? Why are they going on a defamation campaign and a doxing campaign? Like, let's talk about how many times Blazin has doxed my name. Like, there's one video here that I have that the first thing that comes out of her mouth is Terry Joyce Randolph. Terry Joyce Randolph. And then she runs around and I made a comment on it and says, oh, hoax docs Terry Joyce first. No, not really. Oh, that's been going on. There's many firsts before hoax. Let's just make Angela Power Disney started it. Terry Joyce Randolph. Back in 2015, she was pulling that shit on YouTube. Denise Matau, same thing, over and over again. Thomas Schoenberger, oops, I said his name. Sophia Music. Oh, so many times has he printed my name, said the variations of my name, because they want to affect the algorithm so that I have enough defamation to where I can't be hired. So that I wasn't able to graduate. How many threats did I get from Sophia Music about him calling my college and reporting me, or calling my work and reporting me? How many times did Nasty Troll Media tag my employment in their post? They also doxed parts of my address. Oh, I've had my cell phone, I've gotten text messages, I've gotten emails, I've gotten Peppy the Frog emails. I've been called a trans person when I'm actually a woman. Oh, they brought out the stops on me, man. I got the full Monty when it comes to LARPing and online group harassment and defamation. And I'll tell you something, guys. It is suable. Especially when you're accusing me of, things like CP and things of crimes that I've never committed. I mean, I could give a rat's ass if you think I'm funny or you like my comedy. I don't give a crap about that. Or you think I'm a failed comedian. I could care less what you say about me in your opinion of my work. But when you sit around and say that I'm trafficking children, when you're falsely accusing me of crimes that I've never done, then there's a problem. When you're saying I'm grooming minors at my job and you're calling my job with the intent to punish me for that, that's a problem. That's defamation. That's harassment. When you leave messages on my cell phone, Denise Matau, that's telephone harassment. And those things can be prosecuted and they can be sued on. Is it worth it? Did they succeed? No. I still graduated. I got hired. I'm moving on. I'm getting my MFA. I'm going to work as a journalist. I'm going to write some great essays. I'm going to be a professor. And none of you will stop me on that. I'm not afraid of a lawsuit from Sophia Music when I have troves of evidence of what he's done to me and other people. And I think it's almost insane that he thinks he even has anything. And let me just point out that Blazing Scar was right there working with him. Right there working with Nasty Troll Media, who's been stalking me since he saw me on Lift the Veil in 2018. I have evidence. So, you know what? Post whatever you want on your, do your videos, do your thing, do whatever. But I'm calling her out. I'm calling Blazin out today. She thinks she's going to whitewash her behavior and go into All Seeing You's chat and kiss up to Nathan Stoltman and act like, oh yeah, I'm from the Bundy people and blah, 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 blah. No, you're a troll, a LARPer you've been doing this for a really long time, and you have participated with the very person that you say you're not associated to. I have proof of it. And the biggest disappointing part about it, because you know what? There's part of me that actually likes All Seeing You. Like, we had a little bit of time where we had a certain friendliness. I don't know if it was really authentic on her part. Because I'm not sure if these people, like a lot of these guys, like maybe even, Carrie, because she doesn't show a whole lot of empathy for harming people or how words or how things affect people. She doesn't really show a whole lot of compassion. In fact, let me just put this out. What was interesting last night is, and I felt bad. She was like, nobody said anything to me about Jaunty. But I haven't seen anything about her say anything about Jaunty until that night. I mean, what I did see was her play some of his videos the other night. Maybe she has problems expressing herself. But she didn't really open the door to say, hey, I lost my boyfriend. Let's, do a vigil or memorial to him. Nothing like that ever really happened. But I did witness her say, compliment the Satanists in her chat. Like, I love how you Satanists think. Really? Okay. Well, I don't know what to say about that. I guess Satanists are clever too, right? I mean, there was a sort of like anger at how she thought people should have reacted to her, and yet she didn't do anything about it or open up about it. So I find that to be kind of interesting. And I am sorry that that happened to him. Whenever somebody whenever somebody does something, that where they harm themselves or something happens or they're not hearing, God bless them. I like to say I'm sorry that happened. But I will say this: it's really hard to wonder what actually really happened when you look at that video, Operation Unaliven. And then you compliment Satanists in your chat while you're showing his videos without saying anything about him or anything, just playing his videos. I find that to be kind of suspect, like wondering if that's what was really going on there for him. I mean, theoretically, I can't really just throw that out like not a possibility. If you're investigating something. If you're looking into something, what really happened, because I really don't see a whole lot of compassion about it. Accusing people in your chat for not being responsive to what happened is not showing any empathy really, or revere for somebody's loss of life. I just pause, So last night, two things are happening. Like, I'm in Daniel Dell's chat, and then I get wind that, Carrie I'll Sing You is, streaming. I'm like, oh, I'm kind of interested in that. So I have two devices, right? So I'm listening partly over here on my iPad, and I'm in Daniel's chat over here, and I'm watching things go back and forth, and I see Blazing in there, and then I see All Seeing You asking about Blazing, and then I see Blazing's comment about exactly who she is, and then I see Nathan Stoltman endorsing her, like, well, she's really helped me out. Well, for now, she has. Wait till she turns on you. Because she probably will. It's highly likely that if you are connected to her, she's going to turn on you. And even if she does turn on you, it might be, even if it's a fake turn on you, for the benefit of the public, to make it look like she isn't guilty with stalking and harassing with certain people. She'll turn on you publicly, make it look like, or she is, or whatever. She is not loyal to anyone. And that's pretty much what Daniel Dowd told you last night when she came into his chat about it, I guess. Right? I saw it. I was there. He put her out. I don't know if he timed her out. I don't know if he blocked her. I don't know exactly. But, you know, he took her message away because she called me a drunk last night. Ad hominem. Another rumor being spread about me, about how I'm a drunk. Guess where that started from? Nasty Troll Media. Matter of fact, you can just go through his entire community page and see how many, AI images that are supposedly me, obese, drinking, and barfing on myself. Totally untrue. Totally not my reality. And I said, that's defamation. It's also ad hominem, because when people have no real argument, they use ad hominem. They use a made-up insult. But, Daniel removed it. Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate that. I appreciate the fact that you had my back in that scenario, that you didn't allow that to be in your chat room. I appreciate that. I want Daniel Dowd to know I appreciate that. But what did Alcine you do? Which is really sad on her part. Really sad if she's trying to do videos and ask people for videos about Sophia Music. Really sad when she went with the wig LARP and doubled down with Blazin and Top Feed Coco and went, oh, why don't you put your white wig on? Oh, how sad, Carrie. How sad that you still have your hand in the LARP pool. You're not broken away, in my opinion, moving on, trying to expose anything. You're still on the grift. And you know what? On that note, I kind of feel like I'm done with what I wanted to say today. So I'm going to get out of here. Talk amongst yourselves. I really don't care. But I wanted to point out what I think is true. And I wanted to say something and make a statement to what took place and what has been taking place. Because what I'm saying is the facts. Do your research.
He ain't no Saint Germain, no crown, no name. He plays the game, sharp as a flame. Who's to blame for the stolen fame? A shadow dance in the devil's frame. Caught in a rabbit hole, losing control, spinning wild on a stripper pole. Laughing loud, all for the lows, but baby, that's not my rabbit hole. City lights and sirens scream, truth and lies blend like a dream. Wicked smiles, a clever scheme, chasing gold in the neon gleam. Caught in a rabbit hole, losing control, spinning wild on the stripper pole. Laughing loud, all for the lows, but baby, that's not my rabbit hole. Fast, can't find the ground. Echoes of chaos all around. You chose this dance, this mad parade, but not every choice gets accolades. Caught in a rabbit hole, losing control, spinning wild on the stripper pole. Laughing loud, all for the lows, but baby, that's not my rabbit hole. Laughing loud, all for the rabbit hole. City lights and sirens scream, truth and lies blend like a dream. Wicked smiles, a clever scheme, chasing gold in the neon gleam. Going down the rabbit hole, losing control. Spinning wild on the stripper pole, laughing loud all for the lows. But baby, that's not my rabbit hole.